Hi, I'm Steve Sando with Rancho Gordo, and a lot of people talk about eating fresh leafy greens, and it's kind of hard to incorporate them in your diet if you don't have a plan. A lot of recipes I've seen ask you to boil them, which is a perfectly valid way to make them, but I'm going to show you a quick, easy way to make them, and you can incorporate them with beans, or just have them on their own, or eat it with rice, whatever you like. For this video, we're going to use lacinato kale. That's from Italy. Just remove the leaf from the stem. And I save the stems and use them in sauerkraut, believe it or not. I chop them up and just stick them in there when they're fermenting. And you can also use dandelion greens. You could use chard, obviously, but they're going to take a little less time to cook. So you just chop up an onion and some garlic. I don't know why, but I always use white onions. Then I like to heat some good olive oil in a clay pot, but you can use anything like a Le Creuset or any pan. Don't let that be what stops you. Clay's more fun to work with. Then you chop up pretty roughly the kale. If you didn't chop it up, the pieces are too big. Even when it cooks down, it's hard to work with. And then we'll just saute the onions until they're soft, and then add the kale. And you want all the water that's clung to it as well, because that and the hot oil are going to make a nice sauce. And it's amazing how fast and how beautifully the hot oil and the water clinging to it cook the kale. So easily you could boil it, but I just find that kind of boring and a lot of trouble. And especially living in a drought state, I think it's just nicer to do it like this. And as you can see, before you know it, it cooks down to a more manageable amount. I'd say it's about 10 minutes of stirring occasionally. Like I say, dandelion greens are my favorite, and they're a little more bitter, and they're much faster. After they're cooked, you can remove it, and then in the same pot, just add some pre-cooked beans. I had some beautiful cassoulet beans here, and I'm going to heat those up, and then I'm going to add the kale right back, and then let it all warm up before I did it. And there's really no ratio unless it's just really what you want. How much beans, how much greens. And I like to make leftovers because you can serve it with wild rice. You can have it with a tortilla. Don't tell my Mexican friends. You can have it with plain rice, or just like this. I mean, I think also because there's beans, there's enough starch. It's just a really nice, easy dish. And apparently it's very healthy.